And that looks red. Good morning, welcome to iCare, iMove, Move More, Reimagined. This is week 19, this is Nick. Nick's normally behind the scenes, but she's joining us today to help out. So as usual, do what you can. Make sure you've got a safe space around you. Make sure you've got a drink of water nearby, and only do what you feel you can do today for your own safety. You right, Beryl?
It's ishing.
It's what?
Lots of ishing.
Ishing.
In the background, ishing.
Okay, lots of, okay. Did you hear that, Owen? A bit of noise in the background. Okay, we'll see.
Okay, thumbs up.
Lovely, great, thank you. Okay, so let's start with our warm-up. Do you want to stand? I'm going to sit and Nick's going to stand. So, as always, let's come forwards in your chair and work on your posture before we start to move. So, how do we do that? Take your feet a bit wider than your hips. Take a breath in and a long breath out. Roll your shoulders back and down and just drop your hands down by your sides. And just think about growing, think about length. Oh, let me take this. Oh, and it's Jubilee week, so hence the silly hats, red, white and blue, in case you didn't realise. I'm going to take it off because it's really hot in here. Okay, so posture. So lift through the belly, lift through the chest, tuck your chin back so that you get length in the neck. And let's just start by lifting one heel and then the other. That's it. So if you want to stand, we're week 19, so you can come straight into standing. If you want to stay seated, sit in your chair and you can always come back. We'll get up and down. So you can always come back to seated. I'm just going to move back. And a little lift of the heels. Lovely. Breathe. So don't hold your breath at all. And then we're going to add in opposite arms. So you've got your left knee lifting and your right hand. That's it. Good. If you're standing, just lifting your heels slowly, just warming up, working on your circulation boost, so getting all those muscles and joints warm. Okay, let's keep those arms nice and still. Let's tap out. So one tap and then the other tap. Thank you. One tap. So opening out the hips. Just a tap of the foot. Keep the body in the centre. Fabulous. Oh, look, we look matching, Nick. We are. Excellent. Lovely. Keep breathing. That's it. Okay, back to your march. So opposite arms to legs if you can. Oh, I did the same. How did that happen? Great. Okay, no legs. Let's start by moving these arms. So we're swinging that elbow right back so the hand touches your bottom or your hip. And then as it comes up, it's almost doing that little Brucey Forsyth move. Bring me sunshine. Quite appropriate for today. So what's happening with your elbows? Keep those elbows tucked into your sides. So you should hear your elbows brushing your waist, your ribs. And breathe. Excellent. Fabulous. And then back to the heels. So just the heels, no arms. Now I really want you to focus on, so slow it down, really lift the heel up and push the front of the foot forwards. Thank you. So lift and press. And then we start to press the ball of the foot down into the floor, working on those ankles, getting them mobile and warm before we make some bigger movements. Now let's keep one up and let's just rotate. Helen calls this the Elvis leg, doesn't she? So it's a bit difficult in seated. And then make sure you go the other way round. So thinking about that ankle, the whole of the ankle movement. Let's come to the other leg. Little circle, press, press, sorry, no circles, press and press. Lovely. And try and spread out your toes We ignore our toes, don't we? But they're really important. If they're stiff and sore, then you can't step properly. And then let's make that little Elvis leg. Circle, circle. And then let's go in the opposite direction. Excellent. And then back to that march. Opposite arms again. Relax the shoulders down. Breathe and smile. Fabulous. Okay, it's really difficult for me to do this in the chair. Feet nice and wide, hands down by your sides, and we're keeping our shoulders lifted, and then we're just going to lean to one side. So you're not leaning forwards, and up, and then down to the other side. Lovely. So only a small movement for now. Keeping your head in line, so we're not kind of stretching the neck at the moment. It's just working, stretching, and warming up through the ribs, through the waist. And it's as if you're leaning down the side to pick up something off the floor. Gentle, but really worthwhile movement. Excellent. And we should be doing this in the mornings before we get going. You know, when you wake up and you've slept funny and you've got a bit of an ache somewhere, then it really helps to run through some of these movements. Okay, back to your march. Excellent. And one little rotation now. Somebody was mentioning cars. Trying to look over your shoulder in the cars. That's really difficult if you haven't warmed up and you have a stiff neck or stiff shoulders, ribs, whatever. So let's do that movement. So hands on the thighs. If you're standing, you're going to just lean down, slide one hand down, and then the other lifts up. And then if you're sitting, we're going one way. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath, and you're sending the elbow if you're sitting backwards, so send it behind and take your time with this, because it might be that you start small and then you make those movements a bit bigger. If you can, take your eye gaze over your shoulder. If not, don't worry, but just a little bit of movement through the neck is really important. That's it. Lovely. Excellent. Good. And then back to your march. Tum-ti-tum. Fabulous. Okay, we're coming back to the ankles, feet and ankles. One of my favourite exercises, and it's our lovely heel toe. Same in standing as seated. So pop your heel on the floor. On that same spot, you're going to lift and put your toes. So it's the heel and squeeze the toes up. Toe goes on that same spot. So lift the leg and point. Good. Lift and point, or pull, lift. Good. So you should feel a little bit of a stretch through the front of the foot and into the Achilles, into the back of the heel and ankle. Lovely. And then let's change sides. Heel and toe. And don't go so far forwards that you can't that it's making you lean, or it might make you wobbly. Excellent.
I feel this in my calves.
Yes, calves, yeah. Good. So that means that you're really pulling up the toes. And lovely. Are we all okay? March. So back to our march. And people go marching, or what's that about? Marching is excellent. If you can't do anything else, do a march. It involves your whole body. You don't have to march quickly, but we want that movement, that range of movement through the arms, and this makes your pulse quicker, makes your heart work faster, harder, better, stronger. All round excellent movement. Okay, we're going to do our little semicircle of the hips. So if you're standing, you're going to take your hips to one side, send them forwards to the other side and back to centre. That's it, to the side and then to the front, to centre, to the other side and to the front. So it's just to the front. If you're sitting, a big circle through the chest. Lovely. Big circle. Your feet must be wide if you're sitting, because this is the moment where you might just topple a bit. That's it. And then we're going to reverse direction. So what does this do? This is warming up your hips, the muscles and the little joints in the pelvis. And reverse direction one more time. That's it. In standing, it's exactly the same. So side, forward, side, side, forward, side. Lovely. And march again. And I think that's your warm-up done and dusted. Okay, so we're going to move on to our endurance phase. So we're going to, I think I need to come up to standing. I'm going to come into standing and to do this. So if you're sitting, do try and stand in for a little bit. You can always come back to seated position. If you want to stay though in your chairs, feel free to stay in your chairs. Remember, when you stand, pump your heels and then come behind your chair. If you stay there, Nick, that's cool. I'll go diagonal. Come behind your chair and into your march still. So this time we're lifting the heels up a little bit more. So we're lifting the knees a bit higher than into the march. Now you can hold onto your chair with both hands, with one hand, or unsupported completely. You might want to hover your hand so that you have a little bit, it gives you a little bit of confidence. So think about here the way that you're popping your foot down. So toe down, heel down, and then heel lifts, toe lifts. And that just changes a little bit of the dynamics. And it means that you're really peeling up through the foot. So we need to get that foot mobile. Excellent. Okay, so let's start by tapping out to the side. Tap and tap, tap, tap. Good. So you can see that my body's staying nice and still and my leg is just coming to one side and then the other. So that's opening out the hips, but it's also working the side muscles. Okay, good. Then we're going to march. So I want you to just watch, and you're used to doing this. So we're going to come into single side step and then back again. But I want you to really focus on that foot placement this time. So a couple of things. It's not just a step. Step, toe, heel. Step, toe, heel. Step, toe, heel. That's it. And if you are sitting, it's exactly the same. You can tap out or you can just step. So sometimes it's difficult for you to step in a chair. So you can tap together, tap together, tap together. Great.
This is our stepping over the cat movement.
It is stepping over your cat. I love stepping over the cat. Okay, now we're going to add on. We're going to come into double step. So step together, step together. Good. So step together, step together. If you're in front of a chair, you might not be able to lift your knees very high. So don't worry about that. I just want you to think about the double step. And again, you can see that we're not going really fast. It's a nice steady pace. And I want you to think about your posture. You keep going. Who's that giving it beans? Jess.
Jess.
Lovely.
And Maggie.
Yeah. Fabulous.
And Shirley. They all are.
I know. You can really see the difference as the weeks have gone on. You're more confident. You've got more movement. You've got bigger movements. You're less supported through the chair. But you know, if you need to sit and have a break, that's fine. We all have days where we're not feeling so great, or our energy has dipped, or whatever. We don't sleep so well. Good. Keep going. One more time there, and then back to your march. Reset your posture and just keep those arms swinging slightly. Relax your hands, so no tension through the hands. Fabulous. We're going to come into lunges. So I'm going to show you just from one side. We're going to step to the outside edge of your chair. That's it. So Nick's kind of showing you there outside. So it's like out to the diagonal a little bit. If you wanted to come by a wall and hold onto the wall, you can, or unsupported. So we're coming out to like a V, and that keeps that wide base of support for you. But be careful as you come back. that your feet are, you keep going Nick, your feet are still in that wide base of support so that you don't come back and are kind of wobbly. So keep going. This is using those big muscles in the thighs, the quads. So really important. And you recognise that this is part of getting up from the floor, getting down to the floor. Keep going, that's it. See that this is the movement that we need it for, isn't it? This one. And it stretches the fronts of your legs, stretches the backs of the legs, really strengthens up these muscles in the thighs to enable you to do it, which is why we need you to do your homework every week. Lovely. And you might notice that we're going over a little bit, we're going on a bit longer than we would normally do because you're so good.
I thought you were trying to get me fit.
Yeah. Okay, and back to your march. Now think about your energy levels. How are you? Are you a 0, so you've just got out of bed? Or are you a 10? You're like, oh, that's enough, I'm done. Or are you about 5, 6, 7? Just think about that. Because we're going to come into Fartlek. Yay, you all say. Yay, we love Fartlek. Said nobody ever. Right, it is good. It is good for us. And actually, and I'm a little bit out of breath, so I haven't exercised properly for weeks. So I'm just setting my timer. I'm not sending messages, I'm just setting my timer. So we're going to, oh, you don't want 25 minutes, do you? You want 25 seconds. We're going to move for 25 seconds. And today we're going to do our knee bends because we've done squats and we've done we haven't done squats, we've done lunges and we've done side steps. So keep your heels moving, and I just want you to watch. You can come behind a chair and it's that stick the bottom out, bend the knees forwards, but I don't want you to stick your bum out so that you're it's uncomfortable. I want you to bend but tuck your bottom under a little bit, yeah? You know how to do this, but wait, because we're going to time you. Hold on to a chair or a surface, and always stop if you need to. You don't have to wait for the whole 25 seconds, okay? If you need to sit down at any point, do. Just keep your heels moving. Are we ready to go, team? Okay, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. So, and it doesn't have to be fast. I'd rather you squeeze your bottom at the top. Take your time. Keep your neck in alignment. So as you come down, you shouldn't be looking up to the ceiling. Your eye gaze should follow you up and down. Keep going, I'm going to watch you. Lovely. If it's uncomfortable on your knees, 3, 2, 1, stop. Oh, there, timer. Pump your heels. Think about how you feel. How are your energy levels? Are you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? If you're up there, bring it down. Don't make it so deep. Slow it right down. Or you can just pump your heels throughout the next one. If you're sitting, remember, it's a little bunny hop here. Your feet need to be behind. It's just a bunny hop. Okay, are we all okay? Give me a thumbs up or not. Yes, fab. Okay, ready to go again. So into those lovely squats. Adapt it if you need to. 3, 2, 1, go. So sometimes it helps to just turn your toes out a little bit. Make sure your eye gaze follows going down. That's it, so you're not overextending your neck. I'll check the time for you. Good work, team. You've got a couple more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Pump those heels. Is everybody okay? Maggie, you okay? Just give me a... If you need to sit out, that's fine. Absolutely. Ooh, cancel. Yeah, if anybody needs to sit and rest, please do. Or you can stand, rest, just lift your heels slowly. Breathe, get that energy, get that oxygen into your lungs. Big breaths. You got one more round, if you can. There's no pressure to do this if you're not able to do it today. Okay, You all right, Nick?
Yep, fine.
Okay, so feet nice and wide, or kind of hip, at least hip width distance, and toes out a little bit. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Da, da, da. Squeeze your bottom at the top. Try not to stick your bottom out too much. So it's a down, it's like a concertina. It's not like a little bend forwards. Keep going. I'm just looking at you. Fabulous. Lovely. 3, 2, 1, and just pump the heels. Well done. That was pretty good, team. Excellent. And as always, we never finish endurance on a high, as it were. We've got to bring your heart rates down. So let's step touch. Da, da, da. Step touch. Good. Step tap. Step. Good. Breathe. Breathe, breathe. Take some long breaths in. Long breaths in. Feel your energy levels coming back to normal. Feel your breath coming back to normal. Good. Okay, stay center. Just tap to the side. Tap to the side. Carry on with those lovely breaths. Think about expanding your ribs. And in. Big breaths. Good. Lovely. And then we're coming into a wide-based sway. So feet nice and wide and side to side. Good. Side. And that's it, barrel. Add in the arms if you can. So palms facing up, just a little push up, a little press up. Nothing too strenuous. Think about your energy levels now. Where are they? 0 to 10. Can you breathe again? If I said, how are you? Could you say, oh, I'm all right now? Or are you jumping around the room? Should be coming back to normal. Okay, just one arm. One little press. One arm. Da-da, da-da, da-da. And then no arms. Just a little swing side to side. Fabulous. And you're done with endurance. Is everybody okay? We're moving on to balance. So do grab a drink if you need to. I'm just going to open this.
Definitely warm
It's
there,
warm.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, do drink if you need to. It's really important.
Oh, David's still going.
David, have you stopped yet?
Yeah, he's having a good swing.
Cool. You like a little sway. Okay, so coming into balance. If you can stand, that's so much better. If you need to sit though, it's fine. You're not as imbalanced as if you were in standing. So today we're going to work on a little bit of walking, some more reaching. I love reaching. I think it's so good for us. It works the whole body. So first of all, we're going to think about, we're going to come into tandem to start with, and we're going to tandem walk. So I'll show you the options. If we could go to feet, then we can, thank you. So options are tandem, which is the most difficult. So one foot in front of the other. Just make sure you've got a bit of a gap so that you can lift the heels. She says, not doing a gap there. Just watch first, because I'll show you all the options. So feet right behind each other. Okay. Next option is into a narrow base. So not quite in front of each other. And then backwards. And then the most simple way, if you're really wobbly, which is really important that you take note of that, because we don't want you to fall or be too wobbly, is kind of in the instep. So the toes go into the instep of the other foot. So it's like a little pin step. If you need to be by a wall or a chair, please do. Okay, and we're just going to walk. So you have whichever option you choose. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to think about your posture. So as we come into this movement, sometimes we're leaning forwards, and that's going to make you more likely to fall forward. So I want you to think about lifting those shoulders back over your hips. So you've got a line from the center of your feet up through the hips, the ribs, the shoulders, the head. So you've got a point from the crown of your head that goes right the way down through the body, like a plumb line. If you don't want to walk, you can just stand. Now, I think standing in tandem is much harder. Okay, so you need to spread your toes out in your shoes if you're just standing, because I'm quite wobbly here. Soften through the knees, because if you've got stiff knees, it's not great. Soften through the knees and just breathe. Focus on the posture, relax the shoulders back and down. Sorry, whoever you are. That's it. Keep coming forwards and backwards or holding. And then what do we do to recover? We step out nice and wide. Lovely. Okay, just wiggle jiggle your hips. Wiggle jiggle side to side. And we'll have a nice stretch of the backs of the legs, because that can be quite a stretch for this front leg if you're not used to it. Okay, so we're going to come into we're going to do a reach first, because I don't want to overcook your calf muscles and your shins, because you'll be cursing me tomorrow. So feet nice and wide, toes pointing out slightly if you can. Now, first of all, we're just going to work on that lean forwards, so your body weight comes forwards into the balls of the feet. Now spread your toes out in your shoes, and then focus the weight into the big toe, second toe. Thanks, Nick. So, and you kind of squeeze your thighs together, and that means that your ankles are more stable. They don't kind of wobble around if you've got the weight focused into the center of the body. So it's just a gentle lean forwards, lift the heels. If you're sitting, same thing, you just lean forwards. That's it. So Nick's by a wall, really handy, or a chair. How does that feel? It's quite strong through the calves, isn't it? Okay, rest out and just wiggle. Rest out, wiggle. We're going to stay here though, because we're going to add in that reach. So without lifting your heels, we're just going to reach one arm up and forwards and bring it back. Other hand reaches up and forwards. So it's kind of like within your range of movement. You're not overstretching, you're not overreaching, it's not above your head. It's as if you were getting something out of the cupboard. Now, Nick's got a dodgy arm. Just do it on one arm, Nick. Okay. And we know some of you have got dodgy arms, shoulders, hips, backs, all of it. So just adapt it where you need to. Okay. Shall we come onto the balls of the feet and reach as well? If you want to. Only if you want to. So reaching up and forwards. Good. Up and forwards. Okay, and then back on the whole foot. Can you reach both arms up? But not on the, don't come up on your toes yet. Just a big reach forward. So feel that weight transfer towards the front of your foot, but we're not lifting the heels yet. So it's just to build confidence. And if you just want to practice this in the week, that's good. That's it. Good. And then if you really want to, if you're confident, come lift the heels, reach forwards, but not for long, and then come down. Remember, weight through the big toe, second toe, squeeze the thighs together. Breathe. Now, arms overhead can make you a bit puffed out because it's making your heart work harder. That's it. And then hold it there. Lift those heels, just work through the knees, the calves and the shins. Well done. Are we okay? Fab. Okay, and then we're going to add in a little bit of heel walk, toe walk. So if it's too much on your calves, then stop and just pump your heels. Okay, so first of all, for some of you, you might want to be by a wall to do this, so just watch to start with. And we've done it before. I lift my toes, but it makes me want to fall backwards. So what I want is this. I want you to lift your toes, and you can see that my body's in a straight line. I'm not lifting my toes and sticking my bum out. So even if you're holding onto a chair and just lifting your toes and down. Okay, so practice that just a couple of times, and then we're going to walk with our toes. You can walk around the room. You can walk on the spot.
Our heels or our toes?
Your toes are lifted. Oh, you can't see what we're doing. Your toes are lifted, and you're just walking, and then pop them down. It's quite tough. It's quite tough, this one. You can really feel it in your lower legs, and then lift again. Little march. Da da da. That's it. Little march. Da da da. Pop your feet down, toes down even. Have a little march. Okay, then we're going to come on to our toes. So we're going to lift the heels and a little march. And then pop them down. Oh, and wiggle jiggle. Lift the heels. Gentle march. That's it, good. You can do it on the spot. Whoop, down. Last time. Lift the heels. I can't march on the spot when I'm doing this, so I have to walk around. Think about your posture and drop down. Lovely. Have a little rest. That's tough. Let's just stretch out your legs for a second in case I forget later. So if you're standing, you're going to take one, so stand at your chair and then take one foot, toes down, and then pop the heel down behind the toes. So can you see my foot? If my heel is in, I'm not stretching my calf. So heel behind the toe, and then lean into that front leg. So it's here. Ooh. Lean, that's it. And then you're stretching out the back of the leg. That's it. And then come up. Let's do the other one. So step to the chair, take the toes back, and the heel goes directly behind. And feel the difference. Take your heel in, and you're stretching the outside of your leg. If you pop your heel back in line, you're stretching right the way up the centre and into the calf muscles. And then if you need a bigger stretch, just gently lower, just slowly, gently, and hold it there. Oh, if you're sitting, you can do this one. So have a little rest, anyone in standing. If you're sitting, it's this one. And we do that quite a lot. That's the thigh, thank you. And then the calf is just that squeeze of the toes up towards the knee. And make sure you do both sides. Oh, there. Oh. Breathe. So that's balance. I think I was going to do one more, but it's gone out of my brain what I was going to do with you. I love balance. I teach balance all the time, and I'm rubbish at balance. So it's really good to practice those bits that you're not very good at or that make you wobbly. So let's do our flamingo swing. So we're going to have some support by you, holding on to whatever it is you've got to support you. This leg closest to the support is your supporting leg. Now I need you to just take that knee off lock slightly, and that means that you're just bending the knee slightly. You're not locked it out. And then we're going to slide the other foot back. And if you want to just hold it there, then that's fine. Otherwise, we're going to lift the heel. Knees are level for now. And then we swing the leg up and back. So just within your own range of movement. So it's like you've got something on your foot and you're trying to get it off on the floor. So working, it's a hinge from the hip, and don't go too high here, because if your hips are facing forwards, which they should be, it kind of stops that leg swinging too far behind you. Okay, the most important part, how do we come out of this? We step nice and wide. Da-da. Well done. Other side. So let's set up.
Turn around.
So holding on to something if you need to. That supporting knee is off lock. We're going to take the heel back. We're going to lift the heel. Now you can stay there if you want to. This is the Flamingo Stand. It's really good to just stand. Again, using those pointers, if you want, I'll talk you through this, but you can start to swing. If you want to just stand, spreading the toes out in the shoes, is what's going to make you steady and more balanced.
I keep locking out my other leg.
You keep locking it out because it feels easier, but actually you have less control because it might give way. Yeah, so really try and think about even just a tiny amount of bend through the knee. Okay, how do we come out? Step wide. Ta-da. Fabulous. And have a sit down. Do you want to sit?
Don't mind. Do you want me to?
Have a sit. How do we feel? Are we okay?
All right, now I'm sitting down.
Yeah, she's all right. She's having a little rest. So have a breather because we're going to go to strength. And I do want to do some lunges against the chair as part of your strength. But I think we need to still be doing some band work, and we send that out with your weekly video. So do follow your band work. I'll send some more out though. Now Nick's got a dodgy arm, so let's do legs. So if you hold on to both ends.
Right at the end, or?
Yeah, so you hold the band with them sticking out the top of your hands like a ponytail. That's it. And then we're going to pop the band underneath your foot. And then anchor the bands on your hips. So you shouldn't feel anything through the shoulders at all. So relax the shoulders, really important. And you might want to rest back in the chair. It's up to you. See how you feel with your hips. So 4 parts to this. You're going to lift your knee. You're going to press that heel down towards the floor. You're going to lift the knee, pop it back down to the start. Lift again. So lift and a big press. Now squeeze the thigh muscles here. Lift up, back down. Can you do it again? 2 more. Actually, you should be doing 6 more. Sorry, Nick. So keep those hands on your hips and it takes that tension out of your shoulders. Very hot. Are you hot?
I'm okay.
That's
I've
it.
got a vest on.
Yeah. Lovely. And when you've done 6, you're going to stop, have a breather. Have you all got bands? I'm just looking at you. If you haven't got a band, you can do it without, it's fine. Okay, have a rest. Then we're going to stay with that leg and we're just going to add on. So a little bit of progression. Now, if you're doing this at home and you're practicing through the week, you might find that you're doing 8 or 10 several times. You can always go up a band, so a harder band, or hold it lower down and do less repetitions. So maybe do 6, see how that feels, and then add on how many times you do it. So that's the sets. So let me explain. So Nick's just done 1 set of about 8 repetitions. So now we're going to go on to the second set of 8 repetitions. So let's go again. So same movement, drop it down. And this just means that you're progressing. We could do this for years and years and you won't get any stronger. You might maintain your strength, but we want you to get stronger. So you might need to go to a green band or make it harder by holding it higher. That's it. Tell me when you've done 8.
I wasn't counting.
Okay, right, hold
really
it there
useful.
and then have a rest. Rest your arms, come out of it. We're going to go on to our last set. It's not really a set, it's a different movement, and we have done this with you before and it's just more focused. We're going to lift the knee, we're going to press that leg, and we're going to lift the knee, press the leg, lift and press. So focused into the thighs. If you need to lean back a bit, you can, because it's quite strong into the hip flexors. Lovely. And rest that leg down. How does that feel?
I can feel it in my thigh.
Yes, good. And you might want to write this down. You know, if you're practicing at home, you might want to write down what you're doing each week and which exercises you're doing. Okay, let's change legs. So try and remember what we've done. So we've got 2 sets of 8 repetitions. So, and this is so that you can do this at home and you can work on your own strength. So let's go. So lift, press down to the floor, lift, lower, and keep going. So not fast. Now this is where, if it's too easy, honestly, hold the band a bit further down. It's really good for grip strength as well. So we know that if we can improve the strength in your hands, your shoulders, your body, it means that it's called longevity, so it means that you'll be stronger overall for much longer. Lovely. When you've done 8, have a little rest.
I've got one more to go.
One more. Oh, she's good. I'd have dipped out at 6. I'd gone, yeah, I've done
There
it.
we are.
Well done. Have a little rest, roll your shoulders if you need to. Oh, that's what I didn't do on the warm-up. I didn't do rolling your shoulders. Slap. Okay. How does it feel on that side? Is that your worst side or is that your better side? Do you need to work on that one a bit more? Maybe you need to do it 3 times at home. Okay, so let's go on to your second set. That's it. So stretch, lift and drop, press. So this is like a leg press. We're strengthening the back of the legs as well. So it's the back of the thigh strengthener. But if you're squeezing your quads, your thighs, you're strengthening that area as well. And you might feel that you're pulling the kneecap up too. And you're also flexing the foot. So it's a great overall leg exercise. Lovely. If you just need to pump your heels and get some movement going, that's fine. Or resting out.
One more.
One more, Nick. Cool.
Ugh.
Right, have a rest. We've got one last bit for legs. And then we're going to just do some lunges to the chair. Okay, so last one is that leg lift. Press that foot away. Squeeze, squeeze, lift. Press and squeeze as if you're pressing against something that's really hard. Lift and press. Good. Lift and press. And again. How many did we do? 8 last time.
I don't think we did 8 last
No,
time.
okay.
It's too many.
Right. Stop then. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
Done. Okay, so pop those bands down. I will send you those out in the email and some others. And then let's go to our lovely stand. Right, so just watch. We're going to stand up.
Want to sit or do you want to move?
I'll just demonstrate. So we did it last week. You did it last week with Helen. The whole movement, we're not going to do the whole movement because we haven't got loads of time. But I want you to think about the whole movement. Hip walk, forwards in the chair. Feet back. Eye gaze forwards and up. Push up. What do we do? Watch the law. Pump the heels. Step away. Turn around. Hello, chair. Big step to the chair. Hands on the chair. And we're bending that back knee down. Just do like 2, 3, 4 times, whatever you can manage. We're going to bring the foot back in. Pump the heels. Stand up. Pump again. Turn around, feel the chair behind you, stick your bottom back, sit down. The next time, if you can, hip walk, same thing, but the other leg. So I'm going to step away, I'm going to turn, which means you turn around the other way. Step with the other leg, which means you work through both the legs. Because you never know, and you might go, but that's my bad leg. You never know when you might need to use that leg. If you want to, you can drop that knee down to the floor and lift. Step in, pump, turn around, sit down. Okay, now, so if you want to make a start, you can. If you're sitting, I'm going to encourage you to hip walk forwards and back just a couple of times. And then you hip walk to the front. And in a staggered stance, you're going to lift and lower. So I've got one foot back, one foot in front, and I'm pushing and lowering. So just a few times, and then make sure you have a rest and change sides. Do you want to do the whole thing, Nick? Or do you want... That's it. So lovely, Maggie. Great. So just adapting it. If you need to rest, that's it. Otherwise, we're hip walking. We're taking our feet back. We're leaning forwards, looking forwards and up. Pump your heels at the top. Step away. Look at the chair. Hello, chair. Big step towards that chair. Hands grip the sides. Then you drop that knee. Lovely. Fabulous. Great, Max. So you're bending the knees. Think about that back knee. It's the back knee we want you to bend towards the floor. And a big, lovely. Everybody, fabulous. Good. Oh, brilliant. And make sure you've done the other side if you can. And then we're going to stop. So do what you can and then have a sit down. Make sure you're pumping your heels in those really important parts. That's it. Lovely, good. And remember, if you want to practice this at home, you can practice it with a cushion or a stool or a box or something. Lovely. And then come back to the chair when you're ready and have a sit down. Fab. How do you feel? Are we okay? I need to shut the door because I can't see that side of the screen. Excellent. Have a breather, because that bit in itself is quite I can't think of the word.
Tiring.
Tiring, thank you. All I can think of was exertion. Thanks, Nick. My poor brain. Okay.
Do you want to swap places now? You're going to do the...
Yeah, should we come into some lovely stretch, Tai Chi relaxation? We've got to stick all that bit in.
Do you want to do that standing or sitting?
I'll do it standing. Do you want to sit?
I can do it sitting.
So we've stretched the legs, so let's stretch the arms. Only because you've kind of gripped and held on and you've done lots of arm movements. So take one hand, pop it onto the opposite shoulder, support the back of the arm and hold it there, or you can draw it across your body and relax that shoulder off. So relax it down, because we can kind of lift it up and we don't want to do that. And we're stretching the back, the back of the triceps here. If you're standing, soften the knees. Da, 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 lovely, good. And then we're going to pop the same hand on the same shoulder, lift, lift. And you're trying to get the hand down towards the centre of the shoulder blades. And then we lift through the chest, so watch the difference. So if I'm here, lift the chest. Okay, that just lifts and stretches a little bit more. So lift the chest, breathe. Take the hand up if you can, and then over your head, whichever way that might be. Keep breathing. And then come forwards and out with that stretch. Lovely. Other side, so hand on the opposite shoulder. Or not, Nick. Do what you can. For some this is enough, for some this is too much. If you want to, then just support the arm with the other hand. Fabulous. Breathe. Draw it in a little bit closer. Then we're going to send that hand up, up, up. Reach, reach, and then bend the elbow, hand towards either, back of neck is fine. And then lift through the chest. And notice where you can get it. Where are you? Are you pretty even on both sides? I am. Okay, lifting up and then over. Okay, now the other one, which is the one that some of us struggle with. Hand comes to the back of the hips, back. Wiggle, jiggle that hand up. Now this isn't necessarily a stretch. It does stretch out the front of the shoulder. Where can you get that hand to? Are you like mid shoulder blades, bottom shoulder blades, lower back? Right side, is that your right side? And relax. Other side. Start at your lower back. Walk up. Ooh. And practice will make you get better at this. It will show you improvements. Breathe. Lovely. Hands clasped together. Send the hands forwards. Drop the chin. And then send the elbows out wide, like somebody's blowing up a ball. Feel that stretch into the shoulder blades, across the shoulder blades. And then relax. Lovely. Oh, roll those shoulders out. And let's just focus on, you literally got 2 minutes of Tai Chi. So hands come together, fingertips to chest height only, and press down. So as you bring those fingertips up, breathe in. If you're in stand, soften through the knees. Sometimes you can just take your feet a bit wider, and it's really nice actually if you're standing to lift and lower the body. So slowly. We don't want you to kind of over breathe. If you feel lightheaded, just breathe at your own pace. Lovely. Okay, we're going to lift up and out, up to the corners, reach, send the hands behind you, down, lovely. Lift up, reach out, behind, slightly behind, and down. Good. 2 more. And last one, lifting up, up, up. Up and out, and down. And then holding that chi ball from one side, take the weight from one foot, swap over, and to the other foot. That's it. So, that's it. Just hands in front of you, and when you get to one side, you turn the ball to the other side. Flip and turn the ball. Shoulders are relaxed, and your breath is regular, really calm. Slowly, slow, slow, slow.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Shush. Sorry. That's it. And hold it there. Settle in your chairs. And we come into relaxation.
Want to switch over?
Don't mind. Do you
Let you sit down?
Or we haven't got a chair. Oh, the sofa's gone. Okay, close your eyes.
Don't need me for this.
Make yourselves comfortable. You can slouch in your chair. You can be in whatever position you want to be. Close your eyes and just take some deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Deep breath in. Focus on that breath all the way out. And out a little bit more. Breathing in through the nose. Letting the belly swell. And then out through the mouth. All the way. And a little bit more. And then just coming into a more regular breath. Your feet are still wide, so you feel steady, stable, safe. Your shoulders are relaxed. And just focus on that breath. Feel the breath as it travels along the back of your throat. Feel the temperature of that breath as you inhale. And then feel the breath as it leaves your body through the mouth or the nose. Whichever way works best for you. And then feel the temperature of that air as it leaves your body. Does it feel warmer? And just focusing on the muscles in your face. Relaxing around the crown, the scalp, around the ears, in the temples. Relaxing into the back of the neck. And relaxing the forehead, across and down both sides. Relaxing the eyebrows and the eyelids. Relaxing the cheekbones, the smile lines. Just drop gently. The jaw relaxes and the teeth just separate. And the tongue just rests gently on the roof of the mouth. Just focus back on your breath. And just feel the breath as you inhale and exhale. And then we start to just move the toes. Move the fingers. Maybe take the head from one side as if you were looking to your left. and then to the right. Just slowly, gently waking up your body. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, opening your eyes, roll through the shoulders a couple of times. Have a big stretch, and you're done for another week. Well done. That was week 19. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back next week. So see you on